The Matrix gave us one of the most iconic heroes of all time, Neo, the so-called chosen one, destined to free humanity. But what if he's not the savior everyone thinks he is? Let's dive into 10 surprising reasons why Neo might not actually be the one the prophecy predicted. Reason 1. Neo's identity crisis and self-doubt. Let's start with Neo's inner conflict. Throughout the trilogy, he's uncertain about his role. He constantly questions his purpose, wondering if he truly is the one. Remember that scene when he meets the Oracle? She tells him he's waiting for something, and he feels it too. This isn't the attitude of a self-proclaimed savior, but rather of someone struggling with self-doubt, which reflects the ancient Greek concept of notishoten, know thyself. A true one would likely be someone with inherent self-assurance, but Neo's journey is more about finding himself than fulfilling a prophecy. Reason 2. Reliance on external validation. Throughout the Matrix series, Neo heavily relies on others' validation to confirm his status. For example, he looks to Morpheus, the Oracle, and even the Architect to confirm his identity as the One. His dependence on these external sources suggests he's not fully aligned with his supposed role. An authentic One would arguably need intrinsic self-certainty and agency, independent of external influence. If he were truly the One, wouldn't he already know it? Reason 3. The Oracle's manipulation of Neo's perception. The Oracle's role in Neo's journey is ambiguous. She drops hints that Neo has potential, but she never confirms his status as the One. Instead, she suggests he make his mind up. This guidance might indicate that she's more interested in keeping Neo uncertain, to guide him not as the One, but as a pawn within a controlled anomaly, casting doubt on whether Neo's journey is genuinely independent. Is Neo fulfilling a prophecy, or is he just a pawn in the Oracle's game to maintain balance? Reason 4. Neo's failure to transcend beyond duality. A savior figure often transcends traditional dualities, having two parts often with opposite meanings, good versus evil, freedom versus control. Yet Neo stays locked in these binaries, something that can be broken into two categories, viewing the world as machines versus humans. He sees enemies and allies, black and white. This lack of transcendence implies he's caught in the same system he's supposed to break. A true one might see beyond these distinctions, achieving a higher synthesis beyond the confines of his reality. Reason 5. The Architect's revelation of multiple chosen ones. In The Matrix Reloaded, the Architect reveals to Neo that he is not the first one. In fact, he's part of a recurring anomaly within the Matrix. This revelation significantly undermines Neo's unique status. It suggests that the One may be less about an individually chosen hero and more about a systemic failsafe within the Matrix's design. Neo's role becomes less about destiny and more about being one in a series, questioning if any individual can be the One. Reason 6. Neo's limited control over the real world. Neo has incredible powers inside the Matrix, but in the real world his control is limited. He can only partially influence events outside the Matrix, like his ability to disable Sentinels. But even this ability isn't fully explained, suggesting he's more an anomaly within the Matrix rather than a true omnipotent savior figure. A true savior would be equally powerful in and outside the Matrix. Neo's powers tied to the system suggest he's less than the prophesied liberator. Reason 7. Morpheus' potential misinterpretation of prophecy. Morpheus, a fervent believer in the prophecy, interprets Neo's abilities as those of the One. However, Morpheus' belief could be a misinterpretation, as the Oracle herself describes him as a man of belief. Morpheus's unwavering faith may have caused him to prematurely identify Neo as the savior, projecting his own hope onto Neo. If Neo is simply the object of Morpheus' hope, is he truly the prophesied hero? Reason 8. Agent Smith as Neo's equal and opposite. Agent Smith, Neo's adversary, is presented as his mirror image, an anomaly with equally profound abilities and motivations. If Neo were the One in a singular, messianic sense, there should not be an equivalent, opposite force capable of rivaling him. Smith's parallel existence and growth into an equally powerful entity indicate that Neo might not be a unique savior. Instead, he and Smith form a dialectic within the Matrix, implying that Neo's role is to keep equilibrium rather than overthrow the Matrix. Reason 9. Neo's attachment to love in the physical world. Neo's attachment to the Trinity and his motivation driven by love contradict the expected detachment of a messianic figure. The classic archetype of a savior often includes detachment from personal attachments in favor of a universal purpose. Neo's choices are driven by love and personal relationships, especially his willingness to negotiate with the architect to save Trinity, potentially compromising the mission. This attachment casts doubt on his role as the One, as he may lack the impartiality such a role demands. Reason 10. The Matrix's dependence on Neo to perpetuate itself. The Matrix functions as a self-sustaining system, and Neo's actions, predetermined anomalies, are factored into its design. The architect anticipates Neo's choices, indicating that he is more a part of the system's renewal mechanism than a true liberator. Neo's apparent victories, rather than breaking the cycle, enable it to continue. This dynamic suggests that Neo's identity as the One is not to overthrow the Matrix, but to sustain it. If Neo's purpose is simply to keep the cycle going, can he ever truly be the One? So, is Neo really the One, or is he just another cog in the Matrix machine? Maybe he's the latest in many anomalies meant to keep the system going, or perhaps his journey hints that breaking free might require something beyond Neo's capabilities. Whether he's the One or not, his journey raises deep questions about freedom, control, and the true nature of choice. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more deep dives into your favorite movies.